Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with just some news tidbits in and around Trump and the inauguration and stuff. Some good news and bad news. Facebook execs believe blacklisting Donald Trump stopped a coup, according to a report that Breitbart is reporting. Okay, I guess I guess they're free to believe that. Just sounds like corporate speak to me. And let's pat ourselves on the back for stopping a coup that we say in the media actually happened and was attempted, but we stopped it. How'd you stop a bunch? You can't have it both ways. Was there an insurrection at the Capitol Hill? I don't think so. I wouldn't call it an insurrection. You would require guns, and people had a plan to actually take over the government. They didn't. It was definitely a riot. I mean, it was definitely stupid, and people got hurt and killed, but it wasn't a coup. Okay, that's a different thing. What Nancy Pelosi asked about was a coup. So, I mean, you could maybe try to stop her, Zuckerberg, but I don't think you could have. So, I mean, I think this is just a corporate posturing. Um, Joe Biden, day one, order on transgender rights in sports and bathrooms. Well, this is just dumb. Um, I have a good friend of 20 years who's trans, and I support trans people, but this is dumb. Look, no one's no one in the school system is hunting down trans people and trying to make them feel bad. In fact, schools bend over backwards to make sure parents are accommodated and children are accommodated. That's the one thing they do. They don't educate, but they'll bend over backwards to make sure you're accommodated. So it's not that big a deal. Transgender people don't make up a huge portion of the population, so it's not that big a deal to make special accommodations for the handful of trans students you'll have in your school. You can make special accommodations for them, and but there should be some bar, right? There should be, a doctor's note, let's say, not that they're sick, but they've been to a therapist, and the therapist says yes, this person has gender dysphoria, or this person identifies as another sex, and therefore special accommodations need to be made, because otherwise you're going to have chaos. High school students, especially the really dysfunctional ones, they don't care. If some guys want to get into the girls' locker room and they find out, oh, I could just say I'm a girl and I could be in the girls' locker room and I could watch their boobies bounce and I can make out with my girlfriend, okay, I'll say that. Why not? You got to accommodate me. And some of these psychos will do that. That's what you're headed towards with this. You're going to get total sociopaths, and they exist in the high school system, abusing the rules, abusing these rules. And when those rules get abused, they will blame transgender people. They won't blame the idiotic politicians who made these rules. They will blame transgenderism. That's what you're creating. You're creating resentment. You don't want to create that. It's perfectly fine for the school to make special accommodation for the tiny amount of transgender kids that are in their population. And that's something Joe could do. The other thing is sports. You're basically destroying women's sports. Again, you're going to have guys who go, oh, I can't compete in the men's sports, but I can win the girls' sports. I'll just say I'm a girl. Boom. Everybody gives me a medal. Everybody hugs me and calls me brave. What's not to like? I can say I'm a girl. If anybody makes fun of me, I can say, hey, that guy's making fun of me. He's transphobic. There are people who will do that. There are not a lot of them, but there are people, and they're going to do it. And Joe Biden will be to blame. Because, I mean, where was the outcry when, there was some outcry, but there wasn't a lot of outcry when Trump and Pence, adjusted the rule, let's say. It wasn't discriminatory against transgender people. This is Joe Biden trying to score woke points with the left. And he doesn't care about the consequences. He's not in high school. He doesn't have a kid in high school. He doesn't care. If you got a girl in high school And she's shy already in front of the other girls. Now you throw in a guy who claims to identify as a girl, but he's just doing it to get into the girls' locker room. How much more intimidated is she gonna be? It's a formula for disaster. Transgender people are people, and they have very select, specific issues. They can be addressed individually because there's so few of them. You're a fool, Joe. But that's what I come to expect from a doddering old mummy. Here's some other stuff you can expect. Antifa activist Daniel Allen Baker arrested for plotting to murder Trump supporters and police on Inauguration Day. Yeah. But you won't hear about this in the regular media. He's got a little manifesto, and he posted it online, I guess. Good for the FBI arresting him and actually doing their jobs. This guy was in the Chaz. He wanted to stockpile AK-47s and build bombs in the Chaz to start the revolution. I mean, there are people like this. There are not a lot of them, but there are people like this. And the left has suckered them. And now we're going to see more and more of them. You know, as the college kids all go back to sleep and say, yeah, I protested last summer. It was great. We had a great time. Oh, I don't do that anymore. The handful of guys who are hardcore, who have been radicalized beyond belief, this is one of the guys. The smart ones aren't getting arrested yet. They're going to do something crazy. Here's a guy, this is, again, from Gateway Pundit. If you need all this to protect your inauguration from the people, maybe the effing people didn't effing elect you. Yeah, a worker in D.C. filmed the military presence in D.C. So you can check this out on the Gateway Pundit. It's a short video. It's only a minute and a half. I can't play it, obviously, because of YouTube, but it's interesting. You can see all the, armored vehicles and the checkpoints and stuff. He's right, obviously. I think I even said that in my previous rant. So, yeah, it's a thing. A Never Trump leader John Weaver admits to allegations of inappropriate text to young men. Okay. He's the co-founder of the anti-Trump super PAC, the Lincoln Project. Those guys are wacky, but I didn't think they were this wacky. He addressed the inappropriate sexually charged messages that he's been sending to men stating that he is gay. The truth is I'm gay and that I have a wife and 2 kids who I love. My inability to reconcile those 2 truths had led to this agonizing place, said Weaver in a statement to Axios on Friday. To the men I made uncomfortable through my messages that I viewed as consensual, mutual conversations at the time, I am truly sorry. So, yeah, yet another one. These guys aren't Republicans, though. They're, I think they're just neocons. But, he won't get blasted in the press. I mean, Breitbart's blasted him because he's in a Lincoln Project. But where's the Me Too movement? Where's the Me Too movement? This guy's been Me Tooing guys. Yeah, nowhere to be found. But here's some good news. DOJ officials walk back assertions that MAGA rioters wanted to, quote, capture and assassinate lawmakers. Thank God. Maybe these guys are coming to their senses, or they're just pumping the brakes a little bit. Justice Department officials, this is from American Greatness. Justice Department officials have formally walked back the outlandish assertion that claimed protesters sought to capture and assassinate elected officials during January 6th storming of the U.S. Capitol. Michael Sherwin, U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, told reporters during a press conference on Friday that there is, quote, no direct evidence of efforts to capture or assassinate lawmakers during the riot. We don't have any direct evidence of kill-capture teams, said Sherwin. Good. I'm glad, because I didn't see it. I don't know where those pipe bombs came from. They're still they'll be investigating this for years, I'm sure, because the FBI finally found something to do. But this is good news. Hopefully, this is a sign tensions are ratcheting down. And finally, Donald Trump plans farewell ceremony before Joe Biden's inauguration. If this doesn't cheer you up, nothing will. President Donald Trump plans to leave D.C. after a farewell ceremony on the morning of President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration ceremony, according to reports. The president is expected to leave the White House either aboard Marine One or by motorcade for the last time on Wednesday morning before Biden's inauguration. Trump's farewell ceremony will take place at the Joint Base Andrews, where Air Force One is stationed. The full details of the ceremony have not been set. Trump and his family plan to fly aboard Air Force One to his Mar-a-Lago club, where he will begin his post-presidency. A farewell ceremony is not unprecedented, as former President Barack Obama and his family also held an event and a speech for White House staff before boarding Air Force One for their farewell trip. Trump has said he will not attend the inauguration, a decision which President-elect Joe Biden agreed. One of the few things he and I have ever agreed on, Biden replied when reporters asked about Trump's decision. It's a good thing, him not showing up. Again, you're sounding a little divisive there, Joe. You should probably say something like, well, that's his decision and I support it. Probably, maybe this is edited what his response is, but it's not what I would say. Maybe it's a good thing because it will ratchet down anything to ratchet down the tensions. That's what I would say, something like that. VP Pence is expected to attend the inauguration ceremony with former presidents Barack Obama, George Bush. Pence, former President Jimmy Carter, 96, will not attend the ceremony. Well, he's probably too old to get there. 96, wow. Yeah, I don't see Pence becoming president, so good luck, Pence. I mean, seriously, dude? Trump supporters aren't going to support you, so, I guess you might as well get in your last day. But if you think these people are going to accept you ever again, and I'm talking about the Democrats, you won't be accepted. They don't accept people who bend the knee. They just abuse them worse. They just put you lower on the list. So you can keep bending the knee all you want, buddy. So I guess I'll try to watch this on my phone or whatever, because that'll probably be the only place you can see it. And Trump will go to Mar-a-Lago, where I'm sure he'll be digitally suppressed for the rest of his days. But we'll see. Trump's got plans, I'm sure, and I look forward to his announcements. I'm sure he's going to have a website, trump.com or something. I'm sure it'll be hosted in the Philippines or whatever. But we'll see. The future, it's not great, but there are some bright spots. All right, see you in the next video.